Hey guys, today we are going to be working on some statistics, mean, median, mode, and range, and kind of learning how to do this to get a single number out of a group or a set of numbers. All right. So let's start with mean. Mean is an average. So if you think of mean, you need to think of average, the sum of the numbers divided by the amount of numbers. Okay, so here, when we're doing a lot of these statistics, a calculator is great to use. I'm going to be using my calculator as well. Okay, so make sure that you have your calculator handy at this. So whenever we're looking at the mean, it's pretty much an average, kind of like what you do with your grades, where you add all of your grades up and divide it by that number. So here they added 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 6 plus 7 plus 7 plus 13, got 42. But then we look here and we've got to count all of the numbers. So we would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And that is where they got divided by 7, and that's how they got the average of 6. Next, the median. So when we're talking about median, it's the number in the middle. Now, in order for it to be in the middle, you've got to make sure your numbers are in ascending order. That means they are in numerical order, starting from the lowest to the highest. See here, they had to make sure that they were in numerical order. They put their 3s first. And again, they're using the same set of numbers as before, 6, 7, 8, and 7 and 13. Okay, so all of these are in ascending order, starting from small, going to large. Okay, mode. Mode is one of the easiest one. Mode is the number that appears the most. So if we're looking at the set of numbers or the set of data, the number that appears the most is the number 3. So your mode would be 3. Range. Okay, range, again, it's better for it to be in ascending order as well, because that's going to help you find your largest number and your smallest number, because it's going to be the number you start with and the number you end with. So the difference between the greatest and the least number. So the greatest number in this set is 13. So we're going to do 13 minus 3, because 3 is the least number, and that's how we got 10. Okay, so let's go ahead and practice some of this. So before we get started, if I'm looking at this and we're talking about the mean, what was a word that we could use in place of the mean? The average, very good. Median, what was a keyword for median? Middle, very nice. Okay, in mode, what is it for mode? Most, very nice. Okay, and range, what about range? For range, we can use the word difference. And when we're talking about the difference, what operation is that? It is subtraction. Very good. Okay, so now looking at this, before we can get started, let's go ahead and put this set of numbers in ascending order. So when we are doing ascending order, we're going from the smallest to the largest. Okay, so I'm looking at the set. I've got 3. I'm going to cross it out as I use it so I don't miss any. Then I have 3 again. I see another 3. My next number is going to be 6. And then 7, 7, and 13. So again, we're doing ascending order, smallest number to the largest. So now that we have our numbers in ascending order, we can go ahead and use what we just learned about mean, median, mode, and range and figure out these single numbers. So for mean, we have the average. Remember, the average, we are adding all of these up and dividing by that number. So let's go ahead and add all of those up. So I've got 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 6 plus 7 plus 7 plus 13, and it gives me 42. As you can tell, this is the same one that they started off with. Now we added, what is the next thing I need to do? We need to divide. Divide by the total numbers we have there. So how many different digits do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So we would divide by 7. So 42 divided by 7 equals 6. Good job. So our mean is 6. Now let's look at the median. Median is the number in the middle. So we simply are just going to start from one side and just work our way in. Okay. So looking at that, we have 1 here. Okay. 2 on both sides, 3 on both sides, and then this number right here, 6, is in the middle. So our median is going to be 6. Okay, now let's talk about the mode. The mode is the one that appears the most. So which number appears the most in there? 3. Very good, because we've got 3 3s. Now range, we have the difference. Okay, so we would take our largest number and subtract it from our smallest. So what's our largest? 13. Good. And we would subtract it from our smallest, which is 3. So the range is going to be 10. Good job. All right. So let's go ahead and look at the next part. Remember, the very first thing we do in order to practice this, we've got to put this list of numbers in ascending order, starting from the smallest to the largest. So go ahead and take a minute to do that. Okay, so looking here, remember, each time we write a number down, we want to go ahead and cross it out so we don't forget about it, or we don't put it in there more times than it's actually in the set of data. So we started with our smallest number, which is 2, and worked our way up to 6. So now that we have it in ascending order, it is now in an easy set of data lists that we can use all of our skills that we just learned about in order to find our mean, median, mode, and range. So looking at the mean, remember the first thing you need to do with those numbers is what? Add them. Very good. So let's add them all up. So we've got 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6, which gives me a grand total of 28. And now that we've added up, we have to divide by the number of digits. So how many digits do I have there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So we're going to divide by 7. So 28 divided by 7 gives me 4. So the mean is 4. Very good. Now let's look at the median. Remember, the median is the number in the middle. So we're kind of go through and we know that there's 7 here. So we have to have 3 on both sides, and whichever one's sticking in the middle is going to be your median. So we're looking here. Our median is going to be 4 because I've got 3 digits on this side and 3 digits on this side. All right, our mode. Look at this mode. Remember, mode is the one that is the most. So which one appears the most in this list of numbers? 4. Very good. And then last, the range. We are trying to find the difference between our largest or greatest number and our smallest number. So our greatest number is 6 and our smallest number is 2. So 6 minus 2 is 4. Very nice. Now this data set had the same number for all of them, and you might have that sometimes, but it's not always going to work that way. So you've got to make sure that you go through the steps on each one of these. All right, let's try one more together, and then you're going to try the last one on your own. So on this next step, remember the first thing we have to do is what? Put it in ascending order. Very good. So we're starting with our smallest number and moving up to our largest number. Take a moment to do that. Okay, so we're looking at that, and we've got 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 10, and 12. So we have that in ascending order. We can now use our other terms here in order to find what we need to know. So let's look at our mean first. What is another word for mean? Average. Very good. So we've got to add these all up. So we've got 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8 plus 8 plus 10 plus 12. And that gives me 56. But then we have to divide by the total digits. So how many total digits do I have there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we are going to divide by 7 and we get what? 8. Very good. Okay, so we've got our mean of 8. Let's find our median, which is the number in the middle. And we know we have 7 digits here, so it's going to be the 4th digit in because it's right in the middle there. And it's going to be 8. All right, next, let's find our mode. Remember, our mode is the one that appears the most. So which number appears the most there? 8. Very nice. Okay, and then range, we've got to find the difference between the highest number and the smallest number. So what's the highest number? 12. And what's the lowest number? Very good. So what is 12 minus 5? 7. Good job. So we have a mean of 8, which is the average, a median of 8, which is the middle number, and a mode of 8, which is the most, the number that appears the most, and then the range, which is the difference between your largest and your smallest number. All right, we have this last one here. I want you to go ahead, pause this video, try this one before we go over it. See if you actually fully grasp this understanding. All right, so the first thing we need to do is put it in ascending order. So we've got 6, cross it out, 7, cross it out, 8, cross it out, 8, cross it out. Then I see 3 9s, so I'm going to go ahead and put all 3 9s there. And I've used them, so I'm going to go ahead and cross them out. First one, let's find our average. So we've got to add all of those up. We've got 6 plus 7 plus 8 plus 8 plus 9 plus 9 plus 9 equals 56. And then we've got to divide by our total digits, which is 7, and our mean is 8. Very nice. Now our median, which is our middle number, is 8. And our mode, which is the one that appears the most, which is what? 9. Good job. And now let's look at our range, which is we're taking our largest number and finding the difference with our smallest number. So we've got 9 minus 6, which gives us 3. Okay, so I hope you kind of have a little bit of an understanding of what mean, median, mode, and range is. We're going to continue to use these things as we go through the rest of our statistics for this year. So just kind of, you really have to have this under your belt before you can kind of progress through the other things. All right. Hey, good work today, guys. Remember, it's me, Miss Bohart, going over all of this. Keep on practicing.